Hi. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine?
Hi, I'm Mr. Janken, and I told all of your students, all your kids, that this year my slogan was, if Mr. Rogers can do it, I can do it. So I have really committed myself to kind of, like Mr. Rogers, reaching through the TV screen and kind of pulling them into math. So let's talk a little bit about how I'm going to do that. First of all, I should tell you that I really like math. This is my 10th year teaching, all of it at NDA. Before that, I had my own business for 25 years, but I really like the subjects that I'm teaching. I teach calculus, pre-calculus, and statistics, mostly juniors and seniors, and I really make an effort to get them interested in math and to get them interested in life. I remember when I first started teaching. Actually, before I started teaching, the year before I started teaching, I was really excited, and I was telling my daughter, all the math concepts I was going to show the kids and things like that, and she goes, "Dad, stop." And she says, "You got to remember, it's all about the kids," and that's really been kind of my philosophy in teaching. So while I really like math, and I'm pretty good at it, and I'm pretty good at explaining it, and I want your kids to like math, a lot of what teaching is about, I think, and success, even getting them to understand the math, is making that connection with them. So rather than having them write an essay the first day of school of what I did over the summer, what I like to do, and what I've done in past years for back to school life, is I've shown them, and I'm going to show you my summer slideshow, so you can get a kind of a picture of what Mr. Janken is really all about. So I won't go into quite as much detail as I did with the kids, but I called this Mr. Janken's Coronavirus Summer, or Eat, Read, Mom, Play Piano, and Jump Rope. So one of the things I did commit to do with the lockdown is I said, well, I haven't played piano in 30 years, so I started playing the piano. And the other thing I started doing was I started jumping rope. This is kind of fuzzy because it's a screenshot from a video, but I started jumping rope, and I'm kind of into it. And my wife is so into it that she's now an active participant in a jump rope Facebook group, which is kind of shocking to me, but it's great exercise and really kind of fun. Of course, there were all the protests over the summer, and I was kind of interested in them. And the biggest one actually happened right across the street from my house in Pan Pacific Park, and we wanted to show our support, so we kind of stuck a sign on our front lawn so that people could know where we stood on the issue. And then in a smaller piece of civic engagement, we have a neighborhood association. I'm involved in that. And the picture on the left is the 7-Eleven on the corner of 3rd and Fairfax, right near my neighborhood. And that's what it looked like on the left before we kind of went to the owners in the city and started dripping on them. And on the right is what it looked like when it was over. So we kind of got a nice little victory there, and kind of showed the students, your kids, that, hey, even on little things, if you kind of persist, that's really one of the main things that you have to do. I guess it's kind of like math. Then I read a lot of books. I read 17 books. Actually, I read 18 books. I finished one just before school started, and I showed them. I keep a list of all the books that I read, and I like a lot of different kind of genres. I usually read like a piece of literature and maybe like a nonfiction book, and after I read a couple of those, then I throw in a detective novel, which is something I really like to read, something that goes by pretty quick. And if they ever want to read a book and they want a suggestion, I have a list of going back 20 years of about 600 books that I've read, and so I can probably find them something interesting, or you if you're interested. And this is where I spent most of my reading time, in my backyard, and you can see in the lower right-hand corner of the picture my foot. And even though we had places that we wanted to go this summer and things we wanted to do, it ended up being a staycation in the backyard, and it was really actually pretty nice. So I wasn't upset about that. Then This is a picture of my wife and part of the eat part of the summer. And that was Father's Day breakfast, which I cooked. I can only cook 3 things. I can cook French toast, scrambled eggs, and then I cook this thing called fried matzah, which is like matzah with it's French toast matzah. And then I also pointed out to them, I'll circle it here, my coffee mug, which is a math coffee mug. So math is never too far away from the picture. But this is really more of a typical meal, you know, a little bit more healthy. My wife's a great cook. Nice salad she put together. And then this is my mom. My mom is 92, and we moved her into an assisted living place on March the 11th. And on March the 13th, we moved her out because we got so worried about the coronavirus. So there was a little bit of disruption in her life. And but I would go over and visit her a couple times a week at her house. And more eating, you know, my mom is eating cantaloupe and chocolate ice cream. So I kind of got my sweet tooth from my mom. And as you can see, this is one of the treats that I would get at my mom's house, as is that, and as is that. The kids got a chuckle out of that, and then they got a real chuckle out of that, which was, you know, like I said, like this is about one of the benefits of going to my mom's house, and one of the things that I really like to do, which is eat sweet things. And then I kind of ended this slideshow with a picture of my cat, because I always like seeing my pets. And that's Amelia on a hot day, just kind of lying out in the sun, trying to take it easy there. So, so that's a little picture of me. I did send out an email to all the parents whose email addresses I have, making sure that you know that you can contact me anytime. I'm very accessible. If you have a question, a concern, you just want to talk about something, you know, by all means, just send me an email, and we can either have a phone call or a Zoom chat. And, you know, I really want to make this a good year for your kids and help them learn some math and kind of, I'm gonna get over choked up here. Just kind of try and help them through this really difficult period. So thank you for watching my video, and I hope I get to meet all of you, and thank you for sending your kids my way.